We are helping you out in the kitchen. That's what Chef Jon-Paul Hutchins is doing from Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts, and we are making an Italian dish, risotto.
Well, we're going to make a whole bunch of different risottos today.
Oh, good, not just one.
Because because it's really pretty inexpensive. It's a great way to clean out all kinds of stuff in the fridge. So I encourage you, if you don't like an ingredient I'm using, substitute something else. So I'm going to make a mushroom risotto today. That'll be our first course, the appetizer.
That's a pretty popular one, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, it's rustic. And then we're going to do a shrimp and saffron one for an entree. And then we're going to make a dessert risotto with brandied black cherries that I macerated in brandy and sugar last night. And we're going to have some sauteed apples with it. And it's all going to go in
like a tapioca almost?
Kind of like a rice pudding.
Oh, good.
So, but we're using the same kind of mother batch of rice. And what I'm going to do, just to get started,
I'm going to help you today.
We're going to talk about, I'm going to throw some butter in here. If you don't want to use butter, you can use olive oil. I'm going to use some portobello mushrooms and throw those in there. And I'm going to take some button mushrooms and throw them in there. And if you love button mushrooms and only want button mushrooms and only have access to button mushrooms, that's great.
Why are you using two different kinds of mushrooms?
Because I had two kinds of mushrooms.
Oh, so you're literally cleaning out your
Exactly. If I have 5
refrigerator.
kinds of mushrooms, use 5 kinds of mushrooms. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to throw some leeks in. Why don't you throw those in?
Okay.
And the way I worked with the leeks was to basically cut them into rings and just give them a little shake like that.
Okay. I tried a little shake.
So we cut them into rings. We put them in some water to clean them out a bit. You are on fire.
I know.
You are on fire.
Yep.
All right. And we just want to bring those down. Now let me show you what I have over here. This is arborio rice. And arborio rice is a very short grain rice from Italy. And short grain means it's going to be starchy when it cooks up, and we want that because we want that creamy texture, right, from the arborio. And what I did was I took equal parts of this and water. So if I had a quart of boiling water, I added a quart of rice.
Got it.
In a pot, brought it to a boil, covered it, threw it in an oven, and let it bake at 350 degrees, all right, for about...
Brought it to a boil, threw it in an oven, and let it bake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so it's nice and gentle, so it's not going to scorch on the bottom.
Got
all right,
it.
So it's surrounded by nice warm heat for about a half an hour.
Okay.
And then I get this. So this is, it's risotto rice that's been kind of 3/4 cooked. So all I have to do is take a handful of this, add it to my mushroom mix, and then finish it off with some stock. So instead of this being a dish that I have to stand at a stove and stir and stir and stir, I can finish this dish in about 5 minutes.
Okay, well,
and I can keep this in the
you
fridge.
have a minute and 30 seconds.
Okay.
Finish it.
So here we go. All right, so I'm going to throw some rice in. All right. And this will about double in size. And then all we're going to do...
So you're not really measuring. It's just a consistency thing you're looking for.
So this would be in my fridge, that kind of plain old rice. And as you're going to see today, I'm going to use that same batch. And we're going to cook it, and we're going to stir it, and we're going to end up with is this. So there's my rice. It's absorbed all the liquid. All right, so it shouldn't look like soup. It should get nice and tight.
So it's just enough liquid to sort of be right level with everything you have in there.
Maybe.
See, I'm trying to learn here. It's like,
so
I'm
here's the
freaking
deal.
out you didn't measure it.
I'm going to add it, and that's how easy I want this to be. The only thing I had to measure was the rice and the water in the beginning. After that, anything goes in the pot. If I've got chunky stuff, I saute that first, I add my rice, and then I add liquid. I chose to use beef stock in here because it made sense, all right, with mushrooms, but you could use chicken stock or you can use water.
So we're boiling this. We're continuing to boil it
and then we're going to stir
down.
it, and when you stir it, you bring the starch out of the rice. So right now it looks kind of loose and porridgey, but over here it gets kind of thick. And then I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese.
Ooh, yeah.
We do like Parmesan cheese. And if I find that it's getting too tight, what do you think I should do?
Add a little more beef stock.
That's all I have to do.
Yay.
All right, so that's all you have to do. So that's why I'm saying you don't really need to measure it.
How does that look to you?
This looks kind of tight, so I'm just going to add a little bit. Now.
And by tight, you mean thick?
Yeah, it just looks a little...
It doesn't look creamy. It looks sort of pasty.
I want it a little creamier.
Okay.
All right, so you shouldn't be able to mold it, but it should be nice and silky and sexy. I'll just put it in a bowl over here. I'm going to go right there.
Okay, so we've got the mushroom and the leek risotto.
And then when we come back for the next segment,
what are we're going
to do the shrimp with the saffron, and we're going to talk about how to make kind of a saffron stock. That's awesome.
Good stuff.
And it's really sexy. And we're going to put some cheese on that because...
So we are making sexy saffron risotto when we come back.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Okay, awesome. Can't wait.